Have you ever met someone who seems invisible one moment, but lingers in your thoughts for days after? Some people don't need to raise their voice to leave a mark. Their presence is both rare and unforgettable. Carl Jung once called them a peculiar type, the rarest personality shrouded in contradiction. INFJs make up only about 1 to 3% of the population, so when you meet one, you notice. Why are they so hard to understand, yet impossible to ignore? What if I told you silence can roar louder than words? By the end, you'll see why the quietest voice can echo for a lifetime. Before we start, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our weekly deep dives into the world of personality types. And if you are looking to achieve a deeper understanding of yourself and your personality type, click the link in the comments to take our favorite free personality test. Number 1. They speak in whispers, but their words echo for years. Some voices don't need to rise above the noise to change you. INFJs have a way of speaking that feels almost understated, yet their words settle in your mind and keep echoing long after the moment passes. It's not about how loudly they speak, but about the gravity behind each word. Every sentence lands with a sense of purpose, like they're quietly planting seeds that you'll only notice blooming much later. Think about how Mr. Rogers, with his gentle questions and calm presence, redefined what kindness meant for generations. He never had to raise his voice or demand attention. Like him, INFJs shape the world by choosing their words with intention, weaving meaning into even the simplest conversations. Their insight cuts through the surface, reaching places most people overlook. But what happens when they speak even less? Sometimes, the most potent thing they offer isn't a statement, but the space they create for others to think and feel. That's when the real impact begins to unfold. And it's this quiet influence that leaves a mark people can't forget. Number 2. They're introverts who leave seismic impacts on everyone they meet. You might wonder how an introvert can create waves in a world built for noise. INFJs are the quiet architects of impact. They don't command attention or fill a room with bravado, but their presence changes the atmosphere. People are drawn in not by showmanship, but by the rare depth in their gaze and the sense that their understanding is genuine, like a breath of fresh air after a long winter. Their influence isn't about fleeting impressions. INFJs connect on a near psychic level, making you feel seen in an almost unsettling way. It's the kind of encounter that stays with you, making you question old beliefs or rethink your path. Their ability to inspire doesn't come from grand gestures. It's the small, subtle moments, one conversation, one look, one question, that can quietly reroute the course of another person's life. Over time, they become the silent mentors, the ones people seek out for wisdom and empathy. But even these architects wrestle with a hidden tension: trust. Number 3. They trust humanity but remain skeptical of individuals. They see the best in humanity, believing in the possibility of compassion and change. But when it comes to individuals, INFJs move with careful skepticism. They don't hand out trust freely. Instead, they watch, listen, and weigh every word and gesture, always alert for the tremor in your voice or the flicker in your eyes. Years of witnessing promises break have made them cautious, not cynical. They sense wolves in sheep's clothing before they appear. Every INFJ carries traces of past betrayals, lessons that sharpen their intuition and make them read between the lines. They'll notice the micro expressions, the energy that shifts when someone isn't being real. This isn't paranoia. It's a way of guarding their heart, protecting the rare loyalty they offer. When you earn their trust, it's unwavering, almost sacred. But break it, and you'll find their forgiveness doesn't erase the memory. They'll forgive your apology, but that betrayal becomes part of the armor they wear forever. Yet this protective fortress carries a cost: absorbing emotions they can't easily release. Number 4. They seem detached, yet feel your emotions like physical touch. An INFJ can sit quietly at the edge of a crowded room, eyes distant, posture unreadable. Yet beneath that calm exterior, every emotional ripple around them lands with the force of a physical touch. They seem detached, but your feelings are mapped across their skin: joy, tension, grief, all absorbed as if their own. As the background research notes, they'll walk into a room and still feel yesterday's argument pulsing in the air. You might notice how they pick up on what you never say, the grief you hide behind a polite smile, the excitement you barely let slip. They sense it, cataloging every energy shift. This isn't just empathy, it's predictive, almost psychic. They'll text you before you realize you need it, or offer comfort that feels uncannily precise. To protect their sanity, INFJs create distance. What appears to be detachment is a carefully placed boundary, allowing them to process the static without being overwhelmed by it. This boundary between them and others is more than distance. It's a lifeline. But how do they channel this intensity? That's next. Number 5. They guard their hearts like vaults while being deeply empathetic. Carl Jung warned that their vault-like hearts are survival strategies. INFJs move through the world as emotional archivists, unlocking your secrets with a glance, while keeping their hearts sealed behind layers of caution. You might find yourself sharing things you've never said aloud, only to realize you know almost nothing about them. This isn't coldness. It's a lesson written in scars. Every time trust was betrayed, another lock was added. By guarding their scars, they offer you sacred loyalty once you earn it. They'll read every sigh, every shift in your energy, offering insight and comfort that feels almost uncanny. Yet their own stories remain hidden, parceled out slowly, if at all. This careful boundary allows them to absorb your pain without letting it overwhelm them. Their empathy runs deep, but their self-protection runs deeper, so they can keep showing up for you, even when the weight is heavy. But this armor makes their silences speak volumes. Let's see why. Number 6. They use silence as their most powerful communication tool. For INFJs, silence isn't just absence, it's intention. They use it as their most powerful communication tool, knowing that the right pause can say more than 1,000 words ever could. In a world that rushes to fill every gap, their quiet moments stand out, forcing you to notice what's left unsaid. This is the pause before the symphony, the deliberate stillness that makes everything after it land with more weight. Their silence isn't passive, it's a strategy. In tense moments, they cool tempers with that composed pause, letting the chaos settle before any words are spoken. They know that sometimes the best way to be heard is to wait, to let others fill the space with their realizations. In these blank spaces, you're invited to confront your thoughts, often finding meaning you didn't expect. But silence isn't just for conflict. In moments of connection, it amplifies intimacy, letting emotions breathe without interruption. Their presence alone becomes a sanctuary. And when they finally choose to speak, their words are surgical. Here's how. Number 7. They're linguistic surgeons who cut through noise to expose truth. You might not notice it at first. An INFJ sits quietly, listening, letting others fill the room with noise. But when they finally speak, every word lands with surgical precision. They're linguistic surgeons, honed like Joan of Arc's quiet conviction that rallied armies, cutting through confusion to reveal the core truth beneath the surface. Their words don't rush or ramble. Instead, each phrase is chosen with care, slicing through fog and exposing what others miss. This isn't just intuition. It's hours spent connecting invisible threads, seeing motives and emotions most ignore. They don't overwhelm with detail or volume. One question, perfectly timed, unravels months of doubt in a single breath. Their communication is a slow burn, a seed that quietly takes root, shifting your perspective long after the conversation ends. Yet they speak so rarely, you forget their power until it's too late. What happens next? They understand the weight of language. Words can heal or harm, and INFJs use theirs sparingly, always with intention. Their restraint is what gives their voice its impact. But this razor-sharp clarity comes from living in contradiction, balancing intensity with calm. Number 8. They live in duality, being both the storm and the eye of it. To understand an INFJ is to witness a living paradox. As the background research suggests, they're both storm and eye, seeing all perspectives at once. Imagine the wild energy of a storm, restless, unpredictable, full of emotional charge. Now imagine the calm center, steady and silent, holding everything together. INFJs are both the force that stirs the air and the quiet that holds it still. They generate intensity, yet offer a haven at the same time. This duality shapes every part of their lives. They dream in vivid, impossible colors, but they're also the ones drawing up the practical steps to make those dreams real. They're the architects of tomorrow and the keepers of faded memories, always straddling what was and what could be. Few balance such opposing forces so effortlessly. It's this constant dance, idealism and realism, emotion and logic, that gives them their strange power. In relationships, it's the same story. INFJs ground you with their stability, yet push you to grow with their restless vision. They become both anchor and wave, always pulling you into deeper waters. And yet, this harmony hides a lonely cost. Coming up next, every INFJ you meet is a living riddle, reserved yet unforgettable. They move through life balancing empathy and caution, feeling the world's pain while holding their own just out of reach. Their presence isn't loud, but it lingers, layered with mystery, always leaving you with more questions than answers. Which INFJ paradox surprised you most? If you felt a mysterious INFJ presence in your life, like and subscribe for more personality deep dives. Remember, in the quietest hearts, the loudest truths echo. If you want to continue the journey to understanding yourself or an INFJ in your life, click either of the following videos, where we continue to unlock the secrets of the INFJ personality type.